What's up, guys? With the draft and free agency already in the books, we have a firm idea of who will be the starting quarterback for every team in 2019. While some teams are continuing to roll with their familiar faces under center, other teams are set to turn the keys over to someone else. But exactly which team has the best quarterback situation in the NFL right now? And who has the worst? I'm Jason Biondo, and today we present our rankings for all 32 NFL starting quarterbacks from worst to first. Don't forget to leave your video ideas down below. We'll be looking, and if we choose your idea, we'll give you a shout out in the video. Make sure to subscribe to TPS and put on your notifications because we post videos every single day. Every day's a new video. Subscribe. Number 32, Josh Rosen. The Arizona Cardinals traded Rosen to the Miami Dolphins at the 2019 draft after opting to take Kyler Murray with the first overall pick. Rosen only completed 55.2% of his passes and had 11 touchdowns against 14 interceptions as a rookie in 2018. Rosen joins a rebuilding Miami Dolphins team with no stud pass catchers and only a flashy but not elite running back in Kenyon Drake. There will be growing pains for Rosen and the Finns in 2019, but over time he'll hope he can grow into a legitimate number quarterback that they didn't get with Ryan Tannehill. Number 31, Eli Manning. Eli's numbers weren't bad in 2018. 4,299 yards and 21 touchdowns against 11 picks. But it's not good enough at this stage. With Odell Beckham Jr. now gone and the G-men doing little to fix their wretched O-line, Manning will struggle big time in his age 38 season. This has to be Manning's last year with the Giants. Yeah, we said that before, but I mean, it's time. Keep your expectations super low on the two-time Super Bowl champion. He's done. Number 30, Jameis Winston. It's safe to say if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had a do-over, they'd take Marcus Mariota with the top pick in 2015 instead of Jameis Winston. The latter has compiled a mere 21-33 record through his first 4 seasons, and 88 touchdowns against a whopping 58 picks. Winston has only led the Bucs to 1 winning season. That was back in 2016. If new head coach Bruce Arians can't fix Winston in 2019, then he's out of Tampa. He's had some good games, but plenty of bad. This is Winston's last chance to show Tampa he's a worthy number 1 starter. Number 29, Joe Flacco. A hip injury and poor play led to Flacco losing his starting job to rookie Lamar Jackson, who led the Baltimore Ravens to an AFC North Division title. Flacco was traded to the Denver Broncos for a mid-round pick, but the Super Bowl 47 champion will be on a short leash. The Broncos drafted their QB of the future, Drew Lock, in the 2nd round. Flacco has to stay healthy and try to produce in an offense loaded with playmakers like Phillip Lindsay, Cortland Sutton, and Noah Fant. The pressure's on Flacco to perform. Number 28, Kyler Murray. We still can't see the Heisman Trophy winner being the NFL's worst quarterback in 2019. Murray has the tremendous skill set and athleticism and should have some success in his rookie year. Having Christian Kirk, Larry Fitzgerald, and David Johnson on offense should help aplenty. There will be some ups and downs in his rookie year, but we'll say this about Murray: he won't be boring. Number 27, Case Keenum and Dwayne Haskins. With both Alex Smith and Colt McCoy recovering from season-ending leg fractures in 2018, it's impossible to know if either guy will play. So for now, we'll assume that veteran journeyman Case Keenum and rookie Dwayne Haskins will vie for the starting gig. Keenum had that one excellent year for the Minnesota Vikings in 2017, but he's otherwise the ultimate definition of mediocre. He might help Washington stay afloat in the playoff race for some time, but Keenum doesn't come with much upside. As of now, our guess is Haskins only becomes the starter as a result of injuries or poor play from the guys ahead of him on the depth chart. Number 26, Josh Allen. The Buffalo Bills got lots of good and bad from their 2018 first-round pick, but the mobile dual-threat QB should only get better and better over time. The addition of Cole Beasley and John Brown and wideout should help. Buffalo also rebuilt their O-line wonderfully. GM Brandon Beane has given Allen all the tools to break out in year 2. Our guess is Allen jumps up significantly in these rankings by next year. Number 25, Sam Darnold. Like Allen, Darnold has an extremely high ceiling, but expectations were minimal for him in 2018. Darnold won just 4 of 13 starts and had 17 touchdowns against 15 interceptions, but we're expecting a monster sophomore year. The Jets hired Adam Gase to be the new head coach. Pro Bowl running back Le'Veon Bell should emerge as a nice playmaking weapon. We love the signing of crafty slot receiver Jamison Crowder as well. Experience and maturity alone were going to help Darnold. Now he has a terrific offensive-minded coach, a flashy running back, and dynamic wideout to work with as well. Number 24, Andy Dalton. The 3-time Pro Bowler may have led the Bengals to 5 straight playoff berths and 2 AFC North Division titles, but he's nothing more than a slightly average to above average QB now. Dalton's numbers for the most part have decreased by a good margin in recent years. That's resulted in 3 straight losing seasons in Cincy now. The Bengals Bengals drafted NC State signal caller Ryan Finley in the 4th round. A clear sign that the front office might be ready to move on if Dalton can't rebound in 2019. Derek Carr. Jon Gruden isn't ready to give up on Carr just yet. He and Mike Mayock went about rebuilding the supporting cast around the Oakland QB instead. Enter all-pro wideout Antonio Brown, big pass catcher Tyrell Williams, powerful offensive tackle Trent Brown, and Alabama running back Josh Jacobs. Now Carr has the tools to regain that 2016 form. But having a good team on paper doesn't mean we can move Carr up any higher. His play the last 2 seasons cannot be ignored, so he belongs in the bottom 3rd right now until he proves us wrong. Number 22, Kirk Cousins. The Minnesota Vikings, fresh off a 2017 NFC title game appearance, handed Cousins a 3-year deal worth $84 million. With a great defense and some playmakers on offense, many thought a small upgrade at QB would take them to another level. But nope, Cousins fell flat on his face and lost to practically every good team he went up against. The Vikings finished 87-1 and missed the playoffs. Now Cousins has no excuse but to guide many back to the postseason in 2019. Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs are a terrific 1-2 combo at wideout. Dalvin Cook is a flashy running back. Rookie Garrett Bradbury should help fix a wretched O-line. No more excuses. Number 21, Jimmy Garoppolo. The San Francisco 49ers QB unfortunately tore his ACL in Week 3, so we still haven't been able to see him throughout the course of an entire season. But it's still hard to not like what Garoppolo has done thus far. He's won 8 of his first 10 starts with a solid 65.4 completion percentage and 17 touchdowns against 8 picks. George Kittle, coming off the best season ever for a tight end, should form nice chemistry with Jimmy G. The addition of Tevin Coleman will also help. By the end of 2019, Garoppolo might just establish himself as a top 10 QB, but we need to see more before we can place him higher. Number 20, Lamar Jackson. Good thing the Ravens traded up for Jackson last year, because he saved their season after a hip injury sidelined Joe Flacco. Jackson won 6 of 7 games to help Baltimore win the AFC North, but we need to see him grow as a passer. Jackson compiled a whopping 695 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns, but he only completed 58.2% of his passes for 6 passing touchdowns and 3 interceptions. We expect a better sophomore season for Jackson. Veteran running back Mark Ingram and rookie wideout Marquise Brown and Miles Boykin will help Jackson immensely. The Ravens should be considered a favorite to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Number 19, Matthew Stafford. This could be Stafford's last year in Detroit if he doesn't turn it around. The Lions brought in slot wideout Danny Amendola with stud tight end prospect TJ Hawkinson. With a better rushing game supporting him, Stafford needs to bounce back in 2019. Stafford's 3,777 passing yards in 2018 marked the fewest in a season in which he played all 16 games. The 21 TD passes were the 4th fewest of his career. Simply not good enough. And the man hasn't won a playoff game. Stafford has been a stats machine, but the Lions need to win again. Until then, he belongs in the bottom half of our rankings. Number 18, Marcus Mariota. Well, the Tennessee Titans have registered 3 straight winning seasons now, but Mariota can only be given so much credit. The Titans have been led by power running back Derrick Henry and an underrated defensive unit. Mariota's stats are far from fancy. He's never tossed more than 3,426 yards and 26 touchdowns in a season, but he's super athletic and does a good job of protecting the football. Can he stay healthy in 2019? The Titans' playoff hopes depend on it. Number 17, Mitch Trubisky. After an okay rookie year, Trubisky predictably broke out under first-year head coach Matt Nagy. Trubisky helped the Bears win the NFC North with a 12-4 record. He had 24 touchdowns against 12 picks while compiling 421 rushing yards. Trubisky should only get better over time as well. The supporting cast of Allen Robinson, Trey Burton, and Tariq Cohen was excellent in 2018. They should all only get better as Trubisky matures. Number 16, Nick Foles. He played like an MVP and Hall of Famer with the Philadelphia Eagles. But can Foles succeed outside of Philly? The Jacksonville Jaguars think so after giving him a 4-year deal worth $88 million. Foles led the Eagles to a Super Bowl 52 championship and followed it up with another strong outing in 2018. That was after replacing an injured Carson Wentz for the 2nd time. If he shines with his new team, Foles will move up on this list quickly. Number 15, Deshaun Watson. He missed all but 9 games in his rookie season. He was recovering from an ACL tear in 2018 and played behind an awful O-line that surrendered 62 sacks. And yet Deshaun Watson has compiled 45 touchdowns against just 17 picks. He has a 66.4 completion percentage and a total of 705 rushing yards. Did we mention he led a very flawed Houston Texans team to the AFC South crown in 2018? Yeah, Watson has all the makings to be a perennial Pro Bowler. Expect big things from him in 2019. Number 14, Baker Mayfield. He didn't start 3 of these 16 games, and yet Baker Mayfield's 27 touchdown passes were the most ever in a single season by a rookie quarterback. Time is only going to make him better. Freddie Kitchens will serve as a better head coach than Hugh Jackson and Greg Williams. Oh, and the Browns only added elite wideout Odell Beckham Jr. to complement Pro Bowl wideout Jarvis Landry. Mayfield will produce like an MVP in 2019, and the Browns are set set to grow into a Super Bowl contender. We're buying the hype, which is why Mayfield lands in the top half of these rankings. Number 13, Cam Newton. Since winning the 2015 NFL MVP award and leading the Carolina Panthers to a Super Bowl 50 appearance, Super Cam has struggled with consistency. A shoulder injury led to a down year in 2018, and we just can't predict how he'll fare in this upcoming season. But when he's on, Newton is a borderline top 10 QB. Nobody at the position dominates more in the rushing game. His 68-53-1 record speaks for itself. Most of the time, Cam is a winner. That's what matters. Number 12, Dak Prescott. That's 3 straight winning seasons for the Dallas Cowboys under Dak, who has compiled a 32-16 record through his first 3 years. 67 touchdowns against just 25 picks, 944 rushing yards, and 18 touchdowns on the ground? Sign us up. Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott have been a scary QB running back combo, and now they have Amari Cooper for a full season. Can Prescott help Dallas go from playoff team to Super Bowl winner? The bar is being set higher each year. Now it's time to deliver. Number 11, Carson Wentz. The number 2 pick from 2016 was on his way to an MVP award in 2017 before suffering a torn ACL, forcing Wentz to watch Nick Foles lead Philly to a Super Bowl 52 championship instead. Wentz was limited to 11 games in 2018, recovering from that ACL tear and later being sidelined for the final 3 games because of a back injury. Still, he completed a whopping 69.6% of his passes for 3,074 yards and 21 touchdowns against just 7 picks. Wentz has been a superstar under head coach Doug Peterson. If he stays healthy, Wentz belongs in the top 5, but that's a big if, so he has to stay outside of the top 10 for now. Number 10, Russell Wilson. Like a fine wine, Russell Wilson seems to get better with age. The Seattle Seahawks are no longer a defense-first team, but Pete Carroll has been able to lean on Wilson to carry the load. Wilson tossed a career-high 35 touchdown passes in 2018, but his stats figure to regress a bit, especially with top wideout Doug Baldwin retired. But the man has a pretty filthy 75-36-1 record through his first 7 seasons, along with 196 touchdowns against just 63 picks, and he's married to Sierra. This guy's killing it. Wilson is unquestionably a top 10 QB in the NFL. Now if he could just help Seattle get back into Super Bowl contention. Number 9, Andrew Luck. Remember when some people thought he wouldn't be a Pro Bowl QB again? Yeah, who's laughing now? Luck missed all of 2017 recovering from shoulder surgery, but he came back with a force last season and led the Indianapolis Colts to the playoffs. They upset the Texans and gave it a run before falling to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC divisional round. Luck and head coach Frank Reich made quite the pair in 2018, but they're only going to get better over time. This is one legit Super Bowl contender, and Luck will be in the running for the MVP award. Number 8, Philip Rivers. You can argue that 2018 was the finest season of Philip Rivers' career. He was one victory away from guiding the Los Angeles Chargers to their first AFC Championship game in 12 years. Good thing the core around Rivers is good enough to help him get there again in 2019. Entering his age 37-38 season, it's safe to expect Rivers' stats to drop off just a bit. But with Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Melvin Gordon on his side, the Chargers offense won't miss a beat. We know Rivers puts up Hall of Fame numbers. Now it's a good time to go out and win a Super Bowl. 2019 may be his last chance to get the Chargers there. Number 7, Matt Ryan. After a down 2017 season, Matty Ice rebounded with another MVP-like season in 2018. He threw for 4,924 passing yards and 35 touchdowns. Both were the second highest totals of his career. Unfortunately, the Atlanta Falcons had too many injuries to overcome and missed the playoffs. But Ryan and the Falcons should be dangerous in 2019. He has Calvin Ridley to complement Julio Jones, and a healthy Devontae Freeman will help the rushing game return to dominance. Ryan is still trying to shrug off that awful Super Bowl 51 collapse. He's entering his age 34 season, but the man hasn't displayed any signs of slowing down. 2019 could be his greatest season yet. Number 6, Jared Goff. Let's not forget about his disappointing performance in Super Bowl 53. It's amazing enough that Jared Goff took the Los Angeles Rams that far without stud receiver Cooper Kupp, and with Pro Bowl running back Todd Gurley dealing with injuries. Goff followed up an amazing sophomore year with an MVP caliber season. He threw for 4,688 yards and 32 touchdowns against just 12 picks. Goff was money in the Rams' postseason wins over Dallas and New Orleans as well. Goff and head coach Sean McVay shouldn't be sad about the Super Bowl loss. They have such a bright future together, and this team is going to compete for many more years to come. We can't wait to see what Goff will do in his 4th year. Number 5, Ben Roethlisberger. Big Ben led the NFL with 5,129 passing yards in 2018. That was a career best. Ditto for his 34 touchdown passes. Losing Antonio Brown hurts, but we saw him do just fine without Le'Veon Bell. The Steelers always do a great job of replacing veteran talent. No reason to believe Roethlisberger can't produce like a top 5 quarterback again in 2019. Number 4, Aaron Rodgers. A frustrating 2018 season isn't isn't enough for us to move Rodgers down much. New head coach Matt LaFleur brings a pretty fresh voice. Previous head coach Mike McCarthy just couldn't make the right adjustments, which led to his firing. Rodgers, when on his game, is arguably the NFL's best quarterback. Not his fault the coaching staff couldn't do its job, or that Davante Adams is his only stud pass catcher. Expect Rodgers to regain his MVP form in 2019, hopefully. Number 3, Tom Brady. Yes, he's the most accomplished QB in history, but come on now. 2018 Tom Brady was not as great as the 2 men ahead of him on this list. Bill Belichick saw Brady's game was declining, which is why the Pats had to run the ball more while implementing a short pass-happy scheme. Losing Rob Gronkowski hurts, and Julian Edelman is a year older. Brady will perform fine in his age 42 season, but even if he has the most rings, it doesn't mean he's the best quarterback in the league right now. Brady's still the most accomplished quarterback of all time. He's the GOAT, but he's not the most dominant at this point in his career. Number 2, Drew Brees. Alright, now what's Father Time again? Brees keeps turning back the clock. He became the all-time passing yards leader last season. If it weren't for the worst missed call in sports history, Brees and the New Orleans Saints would have played in Super Bowl 53. No reason to believe Brees will regress. He, Michael Thomas, and Alvin Kamara are still a lethal trio on offense. The Saints might be the team to beat in 2019. Expect Brees to push hard for his first MVP award. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. No way we could put somebody else at number 1. In his first year as a starter, Mahomes tossed 5,097 yards and 50 touchdowns, winning the league MVP award. He was oh so close to guiding the Chiefs to their first Super Bowl appearance in a half-century as well. Mahomes is a freak of nature. There's no stopping this guy. He's just flat out dominant in a way we've never really seen before. His arm and accuracy? Pure ridiculousness. This guy is your new best QB in the game. It's hard to see anybody taking Mahomes out of the top spot in 2019, but good luck to the other 31 men. Who are your top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL heading into 2019? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and TPS on social media. We post great content all the time. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post videos every single week and they're very entertaining, so if you want more of me, you should go there. Make sure to subscribe to TPS because we post videos every single day. Every day's a new video. Subscribe. If you like this video, give it a like. It takes 1 click right down below. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo. I'll see you next time.
My knee.